many of you guys are thankful that as children you wanted to be famous and you wanted to be on TV and you wanted to sing and you wanted to be an actor on Disney Channel, and you like envisioned what your life would have been like if you had that life, you know what I mean? How many of you are thankful that you had an ordinary life where you could make mistakes without everybody judging every movement you make and every breath you took and every thought you had and every word you said and every post you ever posted? Aren't you glad that nobody was there to criticize every movement, every body image, every weight gain, every weight loss, every change to your face? Aren't you glad that you're aware of the dangers of how people can manipulate contracts? And if you were so excited to just sign the contract, you would essentially probably sign away your rights, sign away all of the things that you do are no longer your property. You don't make money on them. You would sign away so many different things. Aren't you glad that you have the wisdom now, if you were to ever step into the limelight now, if you ever did pop off, because it can happen to anyone, anytime, any age? Aren't you glad that now you know exactly what to look for in people that you would trust, and how to monitor what kind of compromising positions you put yourself in at parties? Because honestly, a lot of these parties people would get, and when they are incapable or when they are having a good time with a lot of people in the room and you don't notice things and you don't see who else is in the room, if you're making decisions that are not thinking of you first and you're just enjoying the moment because you're living the party life, it's really easy to sneak an underage, right? And get a picture because you didn't know, because there was a bunch of other people of age in the room. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's how so many of these compromising positions happen. They happen while people were under the influence of something they didn't want to take. And also, it could happen because they were under the influence that they were untouchable because they're famous. But people have agendas that are above you to control you, right? And now that you know these things, if you were to step into the limelight, you would be smarter, right? You would have your own hired law firm and attorney read over these contracts. And I wouldn't even do someone that is in the industry. I would go outside of the industry. I would leave that area because I wouldn't want people to be compromised by having agreements of their own to get me compromised. So I would have multiple people looking at contracts I sign to make sure that I'm getting the best out of my decisions. Also, I wouldn't put myself in compromising positions at parties, especially because even if you go with a friend, it's busy. I wouldn't allow myself to overconsume. And as a child, as a young adult, as a young adult, I've had the ability to be put to the test, put to the grindstone. How do I handle myself when I go out alone? How do I handle myself when I go out with friends? What drinks do make me end up randomly getting sick and what drinks don't? How much is too much? You know, do you have the self-control to be able to be in control and not let other people manipulate you and then be able to have control over you? Aren't you glad? Being famous is not corrupt. Being a celebrity is not corrupt. Getting into the music industry is not a sinful industry. Getting into the acting industry is not a sinful industry. But being smart about who you connect with will keep you safe from the evil in the industry. And honestly, I think the industry is beginning to reshape, reform. I think there's going to be a bunch of new people who are the new voices and the new eyes and the new speakers, the new actors, the new singers, the new life. The industry needs new life, and I feel like the human race is evolving as a whole, which is why masks are falling off. I feel like spiritual walls are kind of coming down and people can start seeing the truth, and the truth is not something that's easy to see. But aren't you glad that you were not given what you wanted when you wanted it, because it wasn't rejection, but it was God's protection over you? And maybe you still have, if you have the calling and the purpose to be a singer, to be an actor, to be a motivational speaker, to be a writer, to be known worldwide, aren't you glad that you have the wisdom to know who you are? You have the wisdom to know how to protect yourself, and you have the wisdom to now be able to hold what fame could look like, because you already have, if this is for you, you already have a sliver of what that looks like, whether it's by mini fame, you're famous in your small town, whether it's by content creation, you have a lot of followers, so you have people that recognize you from your content. the little steps of being able to hold that and then understand that not everybody's going to like you, not everyone's going to talk nice about you, not everyone's going to agree with you. Are you going to let that affect you? So those little training wheels of, can you handle it? Because God won't give you something that you can't hold on to. He will give it to you when you're ready to hold on to it. So whether it be I'm famous in a small town, or whether it be I'm famous worldwide, or whether it be I make an impact on the ones that mattered and that I was called to make an impact to. We're not all called to make impacts to the world. Sometimes we're called to make impact to individuals, and have those individual connections. But anyways, I'm grateful for being protected, even when I thought I was being rejected.